If your legs are constantly cold, if you feel that nagging pins and needles numbness in your feet, or if you simply can't walk as far as you used to without that familiar muscle ache forcing you to stop, your body is sending you a warning. And most people get this warning for years before they understand what it actually means. Here's what nobody tells you. The real problem isn't your age. It isn't bad luck. It's something physical happening inside your blood vessels right now. And 5 specific foods can directly start reversing it. Not someday, within weeks. I'm going to show you exactly which 5 foods, why each one works at the cellular level, and one mistake most seniors make every single day that quietly cancels out all of this, even if they're eating well. Stay with me because that last part catches almost everyone off guard. Here's what's actually happening inside your arteries. When you're young, your arteries are smooth and flexible, like a brand new garden hose. The walls stretch easily, blood moves freely. But over decades, small injuries build up inside those walls. High blood sugar, stress, blood pressure that runs a little too high for too long. Your body patches each injury with sticky fats and hardened calcium. Layer after layer, that buildup narrows the pipe. Cold feet because less warm blood reaches them. Leg cramps when you walk because your muscles are starving for oxygen. Low energy because every cell is getting less fuel than it needs. That's not aging. That's a plumbing problem. And plumbing problems have solutions. The fix isn't about pushing the blood harder. It's about restoring your arteries' ability to relax and open up on their own. Your body has a molecule designed to do exactly that. It's called nitric oxide. Think of it as your body's built-in pipe opener. The older we get, the less of it we produce. But these 5 foods directly trigger your body to make more. That's the mechanism behind everything you're about to hear. Food 1, beets. Start here. Beets are the single most powerful nitric oxide trigger available in food form. When you eat them, bacteria in your mouth and gut convert the natural nitrates in beets into a compound called nitrite. The moment that nitrite reaches an area where oxygen is low, your cold feet, your aching calves, your body immediately converts it into a flood of nitric oxide. Your artery walls relax. They widen. Blood rushes through. Some people feel their feet getting warmer within a few days. Most see real improvement in walking distance within 2 to 3 weeks. One small glass of pure beet juice daily or a serving of roasted beets is all it takes. Not a fan of the taste? Mix the juice with a little apple juice. Still works. Much easier to drink. Food 2, garlic. Garlic does something beets can't. Beets open the pipes. Garlic keeps the blood inside those pipes from getting sticky and slow. The active compound is called allicin, released when you crush or chop fresh garlic. Allicin makes your platelets, the tiny particles that clump together and form clots, far less likely to stick. Blood moves more smoothly, even through arteries that are already a little narrow. It also directly fights the inflammation that keeps plaque building in the first place. 1 or 2 fresh crushed cloves a day in your cooking is enough. Add it near the end of cooking to preserve the allicin or mix it raw into dressings. Small habit, serious long-term results. Food 3, fatty fish. Salmon, mackerel, sardines. The omega-3s in these fish, EPA and DHA specifically, are actual building materials for your artery walls. When you eat them regularly, they get built directly into the cells lining your arteries, making those walls more flexible and resistant to cracking. Stiff artery walls crack. Cracks trigger more patching. More patching means more plaque. Omega-3s break that cycle at the source. Now, here's the mistake I mentioned at the start. Most people trying to eat better are also cutting fat from their diet. They swap fatty fish for low-fat processed foods. That swap does the opposite of what they want. Processed low-fat foods spike inflammation. Omega-3s reduce it. You need the fat, the right fat, for your arteries to stay soft and functional. 2 to 3 servings of fatty fish a week. If fish isn't practical, a quality fish oil supplement with a meal works well. Food 4, dark berries. Blueberries, blackberries. The darker the better. These berries contain compounds called anthocyanins, which give them their deep color. Anthocyanins protect the inner lining of your arteries directly. That lining is the exact surface where plaque starts forming. Damage it and buildup accelerates. Protect it and the whole process slows down. There's also a bonus most people don't know. Anthocyanins extend how long nitric oxide stays active in your blood, meaning the beets you had in the morning keep working longer when you eat berries later in the day. These foods stack a generous handful daily, fresh or frozen. Frozen is just as effective and usually cheaper. Easy habit, compounding effect. Food 5, turmeric. Everything we've covered so far addresses blood flow itself. Turmeric addresses the root cause, inflammation. Plaque doesn't form in calm, healthy arteries. It forms in arteries that are chronically irritated. Curcumin, the active compound in turmeric, is one of the most well-researched natural anti-inflammatories we know of. It cools that internal irritation down, making your arteries a far less hospitable environment for new plaque to form. One rule with turmeric: always add a pinch of black pepper. The compound in black pepper, called piperine, increases curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%. Without it, most of the curcumin passes right through you. Use turmeric in soups, curries, scrambled eggs, warm water. Always with that pinch of pepper. The habit canceling everything out. Here's what I promised at the start. You can eat all 5 of these foods every single day and still see limited results if you're chronically dehydrated. More than half your blood is water. When you don't drink enough, blood gets thick and sticky, much harder to push through already narrowed arteries. Thick blood clumps, slows, and creates exactly the conditions where blockages form. Most seniors are mildly dehydrated by mid-morning and don't realize it. At our age, the thirst signal becomes less reliable. You could be dehydrated without feeling thirsty. Dark yellow urine is the real indicator. Aim for 6 to 8 glasses of plain water distributed throughout the day, not all at once. This one habit change can be the difference between these 5 foods working well and working exceptionally. And while we're here, excess processed salt. Too much sodium makes your body retain water, increases blood volume, and puts sustained pressure on artery walls. That pressure causes the irritation that restarts the whole plaque cycle. Use herbs and spices, including turmeric, instead of reaching for salt. 5 foods. Beets to flood your body with nitric oxide. Garlic to keep your blood moving cleanly. Fatty fish to rebuild flexible artery walls. Dark berries to protect the lining and extend the effects. Turmeric to kill the inflammation driving the whole problem. Plus water, the simplest thing on this list and the one most people overlook. Pick one. Add it this week. Then add another. Your arteries didn't get stiff overnight and they won't soften overnight. But real, measurable improvement is possible at any age with consistent effort. Drop a comment right now telling me which of these 5 you're starting with. I read every single one, and it genuinely helps me understand what you're dealing with, so I can cover more topics that actually matter to you. If this was useful, share it with someone who's been complaining about cold feet or leg pain. They need to see this. And subscribe. Every week we cover practical health information for people over 60 that your doctor may not have time to explain.